Yeah, I've just watched your latest one. 1,600 miles in a week.
Oh yeah, that was bad planning on my part.
Like,
Bad planning.
Proclaimers haven't got shit on you now, have they?
No, they haven't. No, we were in, where were we? We were in Plymouth the week before and then came home for a couple of days. Then we were in Aberdeen. Then we were in Newcastle. Then Eddie went to Mansfield and Chesterfield and then came back to Newcastle. And then we were in Edinburgh and then we came home. And then, yeah, so it's just, yeah, it was a mad couple of weeks. So I'm very glad to be back here, sitting on my little bed, talking to you.
Is that sort of what you do now? You sort of just book them all in at once, get them all smashed out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I had a brain fart about this one because I just thought I don't want to do too many, but I just want to do a little mini tour so that I can actually do some writing. That would force my hand to do some new writing. So I just thought if I put a clump in, then get it over and done with, and then I know I've got maybe, if I'm lucky, a new 20 within that
Okay.
sort of
And
time.
so in the 2 weeks, what you started with to what you ended with, like
Mm.
what was the difference in the shows?
Well, I haven't finished the tour yet, so I'll get back to you on what the difference is. But or will I? The thing is, I no show is the same for
Hmm.
me because I get so easily distracted. So I have like a vague story, but then I'll just go off on tangents. So no show's the same. So, but through that, hopefully, I'll get like new bits of material that'll come from chatting about stuff. So that's kind of how I do the writing process as well. Is if I've got these few dates, then I can just do what I've planned to do ish. But then if I go off on something, then that will become a new bit of material. So it's kind
Okay.
of a on the job writing thing, I suppose.
Okay, and do like certain jokes because you're quite a universal comedian.
What
Uh,
am I?
I,
Oh, is that
I, I,
good? Is that good?
yeah, no. I'll take that as a compliment. To be honest, like I think like your comedy would do well south, would do well up north, would
Oh,
sort of
right. Yeah.
transfers everywhere.
Yeah. Well, you say that. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. I suppose so. Yeah, I'll have that. Okay.
Okay. So then the follow up on that would be then: do you notice differences from gigging up north to down south?
Well, I used to, I suppose, but now I don't care so much. I don't care. I used to worry about having like coming from the south and then sometimes gigging in the south. I used to find that quite hard, I suppose. I
Okay.
don't know why. I don't know why. Um, because I sort of like learnt my craft up in Manchester and around there, and then I got used to dealing with a northern crowd, and then I'd sort of use that my knowledge of working with a northern crowd, and then try and do be the same down south, and then sometimes it wouldn't transfer for some reason, and I guess I don't know, but I think back in the early days I sort of remember having like putting on a little northern lilt when I was doing the gigs.
Okay.
Um,
What intentionally or like
I
subconsciously?
just yeah, subconsciously I'd just go into like, oh yeah, ooh, yeah, bloody hell, pal. And then I realized I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You're an idiot. And then just started using my own voice and then got well, I don't know. It got easier using my own voice and not trying to become somebody else on stage.
Hmm.
But now wherever I go now, if they laugh they laugh, if they don't they don't. I'm so menopausal, I do not care anymore. I
I
don't.
mean, does that sort of just come like time with the game? Like, people aren't gonna like you, bombing is part of the game. And like, whilst it might happen then like less and less frequently, you just build up the thick skin around it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, you say about the thick skin. I mean, me and Eddie did Download Festival this summer. Oh,
Was that this summer?
yeah,
Right, because
yeah.
I've obviously I've had Eddie on. You're head of tech operations at the house.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I thought that was like when he first started out, he got called a chav.
Oh no, he got called a chav many, many, many years ago. But
Cool, with you now.
but this summer, I went on stage and oh my God, I bombed so hard. I bombed so hard that I went on stage. I thought, oh, this is going to be lovely. This is going to be great. I'm going to have a lovely time here. And walked out on stage, lost my mind, didn't know what I was saying, and I repeated. So I'm married to a bald man. I'm married to a bald man. So I'm married to a bald man. I just kept repeating that for about 5 minutes because I literally was like, I guess I came to in the gig thinking, oh my God, look where I am. Look at all these people here. I don't know what I'm doing here. I had like this kind of imposter syndrome thing.
Yeah.
Done download many times over the years.
Oh, dude, same here. Like rocker at heart. Right.
Well, I'm not a rocker at heart, but if I'm getting paid, I'll go. So but this time I was like, I don't know what happened, and I just was like, I've just got to get off this stage. And then Eddie had to go on after me and clean up after me, and he was like, oh, I'm married to that. And they were like, oh. So it was just a bit like, oh my God. But that thick skin, normally you sort of get affected by when you're dying, but that stayed with me for a good couple of weeks afterwards, because I just thought, maybe I can't do what I'm pretending I can do. Maybe this is not the job for me. Maybe I should go and do admin somewhere. So I just had a proper like, oh my God, I need to look at my career choices. Yeah.
I mean, is there like any noticeable differences between doing like festivals, theatres, and clubs?
Yeah, festivals are hard, um notoriously hard, because you've got that distance between you, and the stage is invariably quite large, and then you've got the gap, and then you've got the audience sitting on the floor, and 9 times out of 10 with a festival, it's just like, right, helmet on, get through it. Theatres are lovely. Sometimes it depends on who's on the mailing list, because some people might be theatre goers but not necessarily comedy goers, but have taken a punt on it, and then they've gone, oh, well, this is not Shakespeare. Oh no, there's me going, oh, I'll talk about my minge for 20 minutes. But so art centres can be a little bit tricky, but you can't beat a pub gig.
Yeah.
You just can't beat a pub gig. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, because like, would you because I know you've recently done I was annoyed I couldn't come to it. You recently done the store down south.
Yeah.
Like, do you like? Did you sort of transition more into doing comparing? Like, do you have a preference?
I sort of came through being more of a compare, and I love MCing, I love it. But Eddie was like, babes, you got to start getting out there, like, doing headline sets, because that's where the money is. And he's right, because MCing, you don't really get paid that well, because even though you're there all night, I think it's with the comedy store, it's different, because it's your show as an MC. It's like, this is your night, this is your show. But a lot of other places are like, oh, it's only the MC, so we'll just bung them however much, and then
Okay.
yeah. So I think there is a snobbery between being an MC and opening, headlining, whatever, and that's really noticeable since I've tried to transition from MCing quite so much into closing gigs and stuff. There is a real snobbery with it.
I mean, with headlining, would you say at the stage you're in, is it more you applying or people coming to you?
It's a bit
Because
of both, really.
I've never seen your name on the Facebook forums.
Do you know why that is? Because whenever I have been on the Facebook forum, people ignore me, so I just go, oh, okay, I just won't bother with any of that. Yeah, I've always been overlooked in that respect. So but I think, yes, a bit of both, though. I still do my applying, and some people come to me. It's you can't be too what's the word, egotistical about it, hoping that everyone's going to email you and ask you. it's give and take, isn't it? You have to put the graft in still. I'm
Yeah.
emailing people all the time. Please employ me, But
Yeah, you don't be shaking the cup outside, but also no one, no matter how good and high up you get, no one's really knocking on the door. Like,
I think you should never be you should never assume that you're that people should be knocking on your door when actually, because if you might be on the way up, but something can happen, and on the way down, it's like, oh, you know, I just think you just have to be a bit humble about it, really.
but that's one thing I sort of love about the comedy world. Now, I'm doing this in comparison, which, by the way, I have zero factual evidence on this, just saying that in advance. This is my opinion. What I've noticed in the comedy world in comparison to the acting world, like an extra in a theatre, in a show, would never be able to go and speak to the movie star of that.
Yeah.
Where in comedy, it seems like everyone's a lot more accessible, a lot more down to earth, and there isn't as much ego.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. Some people I've met, but I think I the thing, we all start somewhere, don't we? We all start somewhere. I remember when, like, I was an open spot in Manchester, and I'd be in the green room with the likes of well, I won't name names, but I'll be in the green room with some people, and I'd be so like, oh my god, I'm in the green room with so and so and so
Yeah.
and so. I would be too scared to actually talk to these people. But now it's a bit different, really. I think lots of people who are open spots and coming up through the ranks are so uber confident, and I don't remember ever being like that. It's weird how comedy itself has changed, and how people have seen it as like, oh my god, this is a career. Whereas when I started, I was like, well, I might just give this a go and see how it goes. So that's my personal point of view. Anyway, I was
I mean,
just a bit like,
if you was to say, like, let's say, you know, let's do the Men in Black button flash. You've lost everything, all your knowledge, and you started again today with no prior experience and stuff. Do you think you would go about it the same way, or have you noticed any differences over the time?
um, would I go? I don't have the brain capacity to think further than what am I having for my breakfast? What am I doing for the rest of the day? So I don't know whether I would do it any differently. Or maybe I would. That's a really interesting question. Maybe I would do it differently. Maybe I would consider it that this could be a job from the very beginning, because when I first started, it was just something I was having a go at. But people go, right, this is going to be my job now, and people have 5-year plans, whereas I've just chaotically fumbled through my life and not really thought about what I'm doing. So maybe I would restructure and maybe have a little think about.
Okay, I
Yeah.
mean, find that interesting because, like I said, I'm, or by all means, I'm fairly new to the comedy world. But the second I started gigging for the love instead of treating it like a business, now I treat the pod like a business.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, I'm
yeah,
so regimented on this. Like, I've got the Excel sheets. Do you know what I mean? Like, all the bookings, liaise. You see how quick I respond on Instagram. It's a business. But the comedy I just go up and do for fun.
yeah, yeah,
But that I've then been doing better when I've been doing it for the love more than like a business. So I
yeah.
don't know if I'd challenge that or not. Like, as you was lucid, as you was fluid, not lucid. Like, sorry.
Yeah, no, no, I know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
I think that, well, it's taken me a long time to actually not give a fuck, as I said. But I think I used to self-sabotage gigs all the time. I would Milo McCabe or Troy Hawk used to say to me, why are you talking yourself out of this gig before you've even started?
oh,
And I
okay.
and I'd be like, oh well, because I know I'm gonna die. And he's like, well, you are gonna die now, because you've told yourself you're gonna. And I used to get so nervous, which is why I emceed for so long, because emceeing for me is just like, oh, I've got no qualms about it. I've got no worries. I love chatting to people, blah, blah, blah. Whatever comes out, comes out.
Mm.
But when I used to have that regimented thing of like, oh, I've got to do a set now, for some reason, the mental thing in my brain would go, oh, this is completely different, and this is a proper job now. If you're doing a set, it's a proper job. MCing is not a proper job, so, which it is, but that's the way my brain used to work. So I used to talk myself out of it, and I hated it. I used to go to gigs hating it, thinking, why am I doing this? I'm really not enjoying myself. And then I guess a few years ago, everything just sort of clicked into place, and now I love all of it. So, but it's taken 20 odd years for that to happen, which is
So how did you refine the love then? You got the love.
I think like a bit of trauma helps, Daniel.
Good,
A bit of
like a good
trauma.
answer. Good answer. I'm
Yeah.
happy with that.
Yeah. So like I guess about probably 10 years ago when my life went to shit for a bit, and this wasn't the most important thing in my life.
Mm.
What loads of bad things happened, and that they were the important things. And then I used to go do my gigs just for just for a bit of respite. And then that sort of changed things for me, because it was like, oh, if I have a bad gig, other than download, but if I have a bad gig, it really doesn't matter, because it's not the life of a child, it's not the bad things in the world, it's not that, it really isn't that important. So, and that's when it sort of shifted for me, really.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm not
I mean,
suggesting go and have a trauma. I'm not suggesting that.
how can I get a headlining spot? Go commit a crime. Go have a casualty in life.
Yeah,
I always feel like such a prick, Lou, because when I have people on the pod and I'm like, okay, like how'd you start comedy or something like that, I want to hear the sad stories. And when they go, oh, something really bad happened, you'll notice I start smiling. I just feel like such a bastard. Yes, here we go. Like, it's not from a happy place. You are twisted inside as well. I love it.
We're all twisted inside. That's why we all do comedy, innit? We're all fucked in our own little
Team
way,
deranged. I mean,
yeah.
I've never asked this question before on the pod, so first ever time I'm going to ask it. When you are, when you are in the trenches with your own demons, how do you put that to one side on the stage?
How do you? That's a really good question. I think.
Pat myself on the back for that one. There we go.
Yeah. I think. Okay, so this is not a sob story thing, but
get the violin ready.
Thank you. So it was about 9 years ago now. I lost a baby and blah blah blah, and I had to go and do gigs in Liverpool, actually, the day before my daughter's funeral. Okay. So and people were like, what, why?
Yeah, cancel, dude. All right.
Yeah, why? But in my head, I had to go to work, because if I didn't, then the reality of what was happening the next day, I'd have just been sat thinking about it all night. So I had to go to work, and then having that knowledge of what's happening tomorrow in the background, nothing else matters, does it? Whatever happens on that stage, nothing else matters. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's the kind of, most comedians are a little bit what's the word? Not S&M. What's the word?
S&M, that's the kinky stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I don't mean that.
No, Lou, no, that's you know when I say I don't edit any bit, that's the perfect clip bit, isn't it? My little 5-second clip. Every comedian is S&M.
No, I don't mean S&M.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
No,
we'll end it there, everyone. Thank you so much, Lou.
What do I mean?
ADHD, autistic.
Well, fucking hell. But I think everyone's got a little bit of what?
MS.
Oh, fuck me, my menopause.
Fuck you, S&M. Like,
no. Everyone's got a little bit of the drama side in them, where it's like we all like a bit of pain, because that drives our comedy, I suppose. I think that's really badly incoherently said, and I can't think of the words that
sadistic. I know that Schadenfreude, laughing at people's pain.
I suppose so. There's a little side of that with comedians, isn't there, where we all find comedy out of tragedy.
Yeah.
For God's sake, I wrote a show about losing my
Yeah.
baby. So it's like, and my mum was like, oh my God, how are you going to make that funny? Well, because in tragedy, there is funny stuff. That's my point. Like out
Mm.
of tragedy, oh my God, that was so long-winded. I'm so
No,
sorry. But
I mean,
out of tragedy, it's like there comes humor because that's the way we deal with it as
yeah.
comedians.
And so it's not your way of putting it to bed, but it's also like addressing it. Like, would
Yeah.
you like? I mean, I will go real quick. Like, I am guilty as much as anyone as this. I love it when something so bad's happening in the world. The first thing I do in the morning is check the BBC. Like, oh, what's happened today? What happened whilst I was asleep?
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
horrible, but we all love that minor adrenaline of the end is nigh
Yeah.
a little bit.
I think there is that human trait, isn't there, of like, oh, there's something bad's happening, and what can we dramatize out of that?
Mm.
You know, and it's not S&M. I'm sorry, it's
No,
not well, unless that's a different
yeah.
thing for
I'm going to
different
edit a
people.
chain in your hand whilst you do that now to me. I've got Eddie and a gimp mask behind you levitating. I mean, like, like doing their special and stuff. Would you, because I know I certainly do. I use comedy as sort of cheap man's therapy.
Hmm.
Would you jump in that? Are you a cheap lass therapy?
Well, I think we've all used our comedy, and we've all most of us have written shows just to help us get through something.
Hmm.
That's why we do what we do, in it really, just to I
Yeah.
suppose, unless you're just so detached from any form of feeling at all and you don't give a shit and you just, I think it is therapy for people. It shouldn't be, but a lot of the time it is,
100. I mean, I'll tell you why I started comedy. Nice simple story. Had a girlfriend 2 years pregnant. Bought everything. I was like so excited. Named it. All the scans. Moved moved house to have a second room. Repainted it all. Nursery colours. Like personally painted all the elephants on it. Gonna be a girl. Found out 39 weeks it wasn't mine. She was cheating on me the whole time. And all
oh.
the last words she said to me was, "Oh look, you got to get over it. It's not yours," and just left. And I was like, "I need a bit of explanation," and then blocked on everything, and never heard from again. And then that was a bad. Bear in mind, I was a year ago. I was 24 and a half stone. I'm now 17 stone.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
I'll put the pictures on here so you can see them later. But I'll send them to you whilst I'm in chat. Are you doing this
All
on your
right.
phone?
No, I'm on my
All right.
pooter. Yeah.
So I'll put them on for everyone to see as well, so you can do your little live reaction.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, that was to someone else. Brilliant, fucking love that. Sorry, Paul. You just get around a picture of fat me, and that's how I dived into comedy. Was in a dark place.
Oh wow. Oh wow. God, you don't look like that now.
Thank you. All
Look at your
right,
little face.
little
Oh,
face.
oh,
Don't
yeah.
no, Joe. That is the worst reaction a woman can give on a picture of you. Ah. No,
Oh,
you got to
yeah,
be like,
but I
oh, he's a
don't.
sex god. He is. Back
Oh,
off. I'm putting an extra
yeah.
200 miles on my car to come down to London. Oh, we don't want that, Lou. Okay. So,
Yeah, can you imagine? Eddie will be behind me going, "Where the fuck are you going?"
yeah.
Yeah.
Who's gonna tie up my gimp mask for me? This is bullshit. So, I mean, Lou, not only being a great comedian, like I absolutely love your pod.
Oh, thank you.
So, what
Yeah.
what what blossomed that?
What's what?
What what blossomed that? Why did
Oh,
you start doing it? Tell the people what it's about, Lou.
the tough gig one.
Yes.
Yeah. So
The title's
me,
pretty self-explanatory to me.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. So me, people say to me, "Oh, what's it like being married to a comedian?" And it's brilliant. We have a great time, and he's wonderful. He's great. But
I mean, Lou, real quick, the funniest thing Ed said to me was like, "You think it's hard being not the funniest on stage? Imagine being not being the funniest in your own house."
thank you, thank you. At least he's aware. At least he is aware. Yeah, and it'll stay like that. Yeah. So what the great thing about it is it came from we'd go and do our gigs or whatever, and then we'd come home at night, and then we'd like have a post-mortem about it, which is great. It's like, and we're not in competition with each other, so that's brilliant. So it's like, oh my god, this happened, and oh, I stormed it, or I did this, and that I died on my ass. And that's basically where it came from. It's like having somebody to discuss the week's gigs with, and talk about it. So that's kind of where it came from, really. And you know, we've started doing stuff together on stage now a little bit more, so it's kind of,
Oh, like a duo act.
well, we're kind of developing that side of things. So the podcast kind of, we realized from that actually we do work quite well together. So yeah, so it's quite nice just having somebody that understands the industry that you're in, to go home and just go, oh my god, this happened, blah blah blah.
Yeah, because I think with a lot of comedians, especially starting out, there's a lot of travel, there's a lot of away from home, and if someone gets that, then they get that. Like,
Yeah.
and I think like being a comedian, it's not really, it's not the same as maybe in America. It's not as quite the rock star life it's maybe perceived as.
Yeah. No.
Like,
No.
I don't know your opinions, but I can't imagine you 6 o'clock in the morning in a one-star hotel doing lines off of prostitutes and stuff. So, but after the S&M bit, I do you know what, my opinions completely changed. So I don't know what to expect anymore.
Listen, I'm in a cardigan, for God's
Oh,
sake.
that's a facade. We all know that. Oh,
Underneath here lies a sheet of rubber.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see the
no.
lights going off on each clap. Oh, I mean, one that we was mentioning before the episode, and the one I want to get into, AI in comedy.
Mm.
Does it have a place? Does it not have a place?
Um, well, I I'm a bit old and a bit fart like, so it for me, I'm not really caught up with this whole AI thing until when I was sort of trying to write some bits and pieces for this new show. I sort of tested to see, right, is AI funny? So I put in a premise of a topic that I was talking about on stage, and I put that premise in to see what AI came up with. And I have to say, it was shit. So I don't think AI can give you the ideas that you, or springboards, I suppose, for ideas and topics, but I don't think it can't write jokes, because there's nothing like being in the room and having that quick response that you get at a comedy club from someone. AI can't do that. I don't think.
So, like, I'll give like an example. Like right now, there's an AI female singer who's just been signed.
What?
She's just been signed to an agent.
But she doesn't
She
exist.
doesn't exist. But do you know what the beautiful thing is? I think she costs about 20% of what a normal musician would cost.
Wow.
So how long down the rabbit hole? Like I'll be honest, there's I need to give him a shout out, and I can't remember his name, and it really is going to bug me. There's a guy who does AI videos, and he'll do like a topic like say Harry Potter in Vietnam or something like that, and he'll do a song about it. The one I just watched, and it's actually become part of my musical playlist now. It's called like the Hogwarts Rock Band, and it's like Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, Dobby, and Snape all as the Beatles,
Oh, wow.
and it's really catchy song.
Right.
Like, and it's really really good. Like, and the video to it's amazing. Be like, one person has done this through AI, and
Yeah.
it's stolen so many jobs. Like, how long is it going to be till in adverts? Well, we don't need extras. We
Well,
don't need in adverts. We'll just use
no.
AI. It's going to take so many jobs.
Mm,
But could it ever truly take a comedian's job?
no, I don't think it could. I don't think it could, because the as I said, that natural comeback, that you're in the room for that split second when something unique happens. You can't program spontaneity into
Yeah.
AI, can you?
Continuity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think you can do that. I mean, I've never tried, but
What
I
spontaneity?
Spontaneity. Spontaneity.
Uh,
I don't
but
think you,
but can I ask you a question though?
yeah.
So I give you a full AI set.
Mm-hmm.
With your experience, could you still make it work?
I don't know. I'd have to give it a go. I
Yeah.
mean, the
Uh,
cocky side of me would go, oh yeah, I could make that funny. But the
yeah. So it's
reality
the
is,
experience. Is it the experience or the writing?
well, isn't it just a little bit of both? Isn't it? I suppose because
I would hope because I think AI is so generic, but it's the added flair of Lou that makes it good.
well, like that stuff that the experimental stuff I did with AI, and I was reading it out, and I sounded sarcastic when I
Mm,
was reading it because I was thinking, well, this is not what I would write,
mm.
but I sort of did that little experiment to try and make it funny, but there was no jokes in it, and there was no. I mean, you can put on funny voices and whatever, and quirk it up.
Yeah.
Da,
I
da,
can't
da,
do
da.
that.
But
I can't do that.
well,
Any accent I do ends up reverting back to Indian. I
yeah,
just
well,
haven't.
don't
I
do
just haven't
that.
got. Huh?
Don't do that.
No, I'm not, oh, I've done it several times over. Like I can't do it, and like that's why I've addressed that. I've never done it because Scottish, anything, just always. I do the first line really well, and then it just reverts to an Indian accent. So
Mm.
Anuva Powell appreciated it.
Yeah, I think everybody else would be like, "Oh no, cancel him, cancel him."
But that's okay. Oh, I love this topic. Like I recently got a bit of trouble because obviously I did a Muslim joke, and I sent it to all my Muslim friends first in the comedy world. They were
Mm.
like, absolutely fine, no problem, no problem. It's a funny joke, dude. Go do it.
Yeah,
But I got a lot of backlash from middle-aged white guys.
yeah. Well, it's people being offended on behalf of other people that aren't offended themselves, isn't it?
Yeah, and
So,
they was critiqued because not one bit of my materials out online. I don't recall my material. I'm a lazy bastard. I gig for fun. But I was like, you're not funny. You'll never be funny. And it's like, you don't know this. But it was such nasty hate. Not even like advice, hate
mhm.
the council
But
culture. And
yeah,
I don't think that's something that anyone can ever prepare for.
no. Well, yeah, I think I don't know whether Eddie told you, but he got booted off a gig a couple of years ago, I think, for one of his jokes or whatever. And but the person who booted him off the gig hadn't really um, listened to what it was that he was saying,
Yeah.
and but then I was still booked on that gig, so I was like, well, shall I cancel? And then I was like, oh no, what I might do is go down to the gig, do the gig, but do that joke of Eddie's.
Love that. Oh, oh,
Yeah.
fuck me, Lou. Go, girl. Listen, I'm never, first I'm ever gonna say on the podcast. I hate this terminology, but slay queen, like that is a boss bitch move, and you know that. Like,
Yeah, yeah, but then I bottled it. I couldn't do
oh,
it.
okay,
So,
we'll cut that bit out. We'll rate you a hero to the people. I mean, that's how I found Eddie through Comedy Unleashed.
all right, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I think, well, I know every comedian like says this, but who actually stands by it? It should be a reflection of society. You should be able to joke about what you want, and the audience will let you know if it's
Hmm.
funny. Not other
Hmm.
comedians. And due to
Yeah.
this thing, I've had a lot of people saying promoters won't book you now. You've just ruined your career in 4 months. Well done. But
Hmm.
a lot of Jewish promoters have hot brought me on all of a
Are
sudden.
they?
I've got 4 gigs in North London next week.
Oh, well, there you go. You found your niche.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's laughable. But I guess the thing, and I sent this theory to a couple of my friends. When you start out in comedy, everyone's lovely. When people are on the paid work, they're lovely. And I'm sort of finding a little bit. It's the middle ground that I'm struggling with a little bit now. Like the ones who
Mm,
still have to work full time in their bowling alley job.
yeah, yeah. It's not a glamorous profession unless you've made it, and I
Yeah,
say that in quotes. Um, it's not glamorous, and there is a lot of competition, and there is a lot of dog eat dog. But
yeah,
you
which
know,
I've never experienced in my life. Like
mm,
I've run 2 businesses, I've sold 2 businesses quite successful. Without being egotistical, I'm sort of semi-retired at 33, and I now do this for a living. But I've never dealt with like hate,
Mm.
like which is brilliant. Not brilliant, but I think it's something in comedy. I think you do need to have quite thick skin.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. Of course you do.
But I
Because
thought it'd been from the audience, not other comedians.
oh well, yeah, it's people trying to. I yeah, I think it's a competition, isn't it? At the end of the day, so people don't want people will go, oh my, right. You've got your genuine mates in comedy who
Yeah,
you know that will be thrilled for you if something happened and blah blah blah. But then you've got the on the periphery the mates that, oh my God, you're doing really well. Oh, you're doing really well. Oh right, well I think but it's you get that in any business. Well, apart from your businesses that you said,
yeah.
but
You own, write the theme tune, sing the theme tune. It's my
yeah. But
party.
you're going to get that anywhere
Mm.
unless you know that your real true friends have got your back. Then you have to look after yourself.
You have to find
Is
your people almost.
you have to find your people, but you also have to look after yourself.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, you really do, because people you think are friends turn out not to be friends, and blah, 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 and
Mm.
it's yeah, dog eat
You'll give
dog.
me so many little good clips like S&M bit. Now you got a little after. You know, I love it.
You're
Wholeheartedly
welcome.
agree. Wholeheartedly agree. And I have made, and also that's one thing I will advise anyone starting out in comedy. You know, find your people, and you'll make friends so quickly who are genuine people. But it hasn't got to
Yeah,
be a large group of people. It could be one or two people.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
find your man, them.
yeah, yeah. In it, you've just got your little cluster, and they're the important ones.
Mm.
And when they do well, that is great.
Oh, a million percent.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
million,
yeah.
a million percent. I mean, okay, one I quite like because you get booked for good gigs. Yeah. No, I'm going to fluff your ego. I'll humble you in about 10 minutes. Don't worry. But at the moment, I'll give you a little fluffer. You get booked good gigs. You're doing well. How how important is sort of like the marketing side of yourself? Like when it comes to being a comedian nowadays, how important is it just A, being funny, or B, having the social media presence, having the followers?
Well, that's sort of like the difference of when I started out in comedy.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, we didn't have social media. We didn't have all of that. So you genuinely had to you got gigs from your reputation and from if you were good on that gig, then you're only as good as your last gig. But
Yeah.
now there's social media. uh, yeah, I think it is important. It has its place because again, that's really competitive. Oh, what are they doing? Like Have a Word started the whole kind of, we're doing a podcast, but we're videoing it as well. And now they started that, and now the whole world is, well, I don't know whether they directly started it, but the whole world has kind of followed that pattern, like what we're doing now. But that's gone massive because of social media. So it has its place. But obviously, you can go on social media and tell everybody, oh my God, I smashed last night's gig. Oh my God, download. Oh my God, they carried me off the stage. And
Yeah.
who would know other than the people that were in that tent that
I
day?
don't. Yeah.
But
I did a
you
20
know,
minute. Here's that 5 second reel.
yeah. So there is a lot of fluff and bollocks with social media, but everyone's doing it. So it's like the whole Donald Trump effect, isn't it? If you tell people uh, enough times something with confidence that's not necessarily true, but if you tell enough people,
Mm.
those people will believe it. So
Yeah. Well, with the Charlie Kirk thing, now I was I was taken back by the whole Charlie Kirk thing. Um, I watched quite a bit of him. Things that everyone can have different opinions. But when I was talking to my mum about it, all she did was say, which she had heard, by the watering tank, two of the worst things possible. But no, you didn't hear about all the positives, all the advocates. You only heard about the two negatives that got generated over and over and over again until that was almost become the gospel.
mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
social media
but
is
that's
the devil for that.
yeah. We like I can look at some of the people I've not gigged with for ages, and I can, if they pop up on my feed or whatever, and I see something, and I'm like, oh my God, they're doing this, they're doing that, And then you meet them at a gig and you go, oh my God, that's really good that you're doing this. And they go, oh no, it's not really. Yeah, but you know, if enough people believe what you're doing and there's enough fluff about it, then milk it, I suppose. I'm too lazy. I can't be asked.
But I think everyone does need to. They need to use every single thing in their arsenal possible. It's like the one thing one thing I sort of know is like when people like down south, they'll try and get their profile picture of up the creek until they do the store, and then they'll do the
Yeah,
store, and it's
yeah,
the same up north. They'll have the picture of a beat the frog, and then when they do the store, then they'll change their profile
yeah,
picture.
yeah, yeah,
Even though open mic spots, they're like, right, I've
yeah,
done the store, which 1,000,000% dudes like love. Go show the light.
yeah,
Fake it till you make it.
yeah. But I mean, we've all done it. You know, when I first started, and I used to do Manchester Comedy Store quite a lot. I had my picture taken with the thingy, and I'm like, what at me? But then when you suddenly realise, oh no, I'm a jobbing comic now, and that doesn't. That's what open spots do.
Yeah,
So then you change it, you know. So it's like it's just a dead giveaway. It's like,
yeah,
oh right, you've got your picture taken with that. Great. So you're an open spot. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
that
That's quite a
sounds
good way
really
to like.
bad if other people have still got their thingy on it. But you're proud at the time, aren't you? And you want to show people,
Yeah,
great, this is what I'm doing. And then when you sort of like progress in your journey, you go, oh, that was a bit cheap actually. So
yeah. I mean, how like no, I'll do that one at the end because I always end it with that one. Okay, I'll do the fun ones now. Uh, Par download. What time have you bombed the hardest?
times I got booed off in Blackburn. Um, that was an event, yeah. And I hadn't even said anything. I just walked on stage and said, I think I'd said hello, and then everyone was just sort of staring at me, and somebody just started booing, and I got booed off. I didn't even do 5 minutes.
Do
I
that to
just
being a
walked on
woman?
stage. Yeah, I do actually, because this was about maybe 17, 18 years ago, and I was like, ooh, and I just burst into tears. That
Yeah,
was fun. Um, yeah, I think, oh, tough gigs wise, I think I've talked about this before on another thing, but like I was emceeing a gig in Ashbourne, a lovely gig, and then I got chatting to this woman in the audience, and I said, "Oh, are you from Ashbourne?" She went, "No, I'm from York, and I live here now." And I went, "But York's beautiful, Ashbourne's beautiful, but why have you moved from beautiful York to here?" And she grabbed her wig, took it off, and said, "Because I'm dying." And I was like, "Oh, oh, right, okay." And then there was that split second of like, oh, what are the audience going to do here? Am I going to be the cunt, or what out of this scenario? And then I was like, I don't know what to do now. And then I just remembered this scene from Sex in the City where Samantha has breast cancer and she's giving this talk, and she's having this hot flushes. She takes her wig off, and then everyone just starts clapping. So I just was like, yeah,
yeah.
good for
Cool.
you. Good for you. Yeah. And look at you. You're out tonight and you're having a bloody good night. Yeah, great. Woo. And then just kind of skimmed over to somebody else. This is Edward. What are you doing? He's shaving his face. Great. All right. He creeped in like a fucking weirdo. Sorry.
Can't give it the limelight for one bloody second,
Oh,
can he?
I know. Just, oh, look at me. Look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, okay. I will jump on the topic then because I was going to do a segue into it. Um, has been a female. I know not of you changed. Transitioning. It's Louis now, isn't
Yeah.
it?
The size of my schlong is amazing.
Has that sort of changed over the years? Are you seeing more females in on the bill? Like, like
Oh,
the whole sisterhood. We go together. Like,
there's definitely more women on the circuit, which is a brilliant thing. Brilliant,
100%.
brilliant, brilliant thing. And up to COVID, lineups were changing. There was like more than one woman on a bill, and we were progressing. Now I do feel like it's going back a bit. It's still quite rare that you would gig with another woman on
Right.
the same bill, and I don't know what's happened, but it does feel like we've reversed and we've gone back.
There's a reason for that, or
Well, I think politically the world is changing. Politically, the world is getting more, well, going back, I suppose. I think
okay,
I think it does feel like times are changing for the worse, and I
right.
think, yeah, I'd like to say that women in comedy shouldn't be an issue anymore, but it still is. So, and that's really annoying.
Can
You know,
imagine.
yeah, I did gig with a lovely lady the other day. That was great,
Mm.
but it was, the point of that gig was, I'm going to make a concerted effort to have more than one woman on the bill.
Mm.
Well, surely that should just be a thing. Fair play for acknowledging it, but it shouldn't even be a question anymore. It should just be, here you go, here's the lineup. Oh, right, who's.
Yeah,
But there's still a lot of work to do, I
I
think.
agree. I mean, I don't think it'll ever be 50-50. I like, I don't think, but I would say this, the number right now is probably 1 in 6. If
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe. But yeah. I mean, somebody wrote a list of all the female comedians, and it was in the hundreds. But I suppose people just, we're all busy. We're all busy, and there's the population of male comedians is
yeah, so
very big.
hundreds is I
So
don't, that's nothing.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
I think I've had what, about 40 females on here now.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but things I'm not bit. I mean, I think it got to about episode 80. I mean, Kim called me out for it, and she told me off a little bit for it. So I was like, you know what, I need to become more aware of this, because when I was bringing people on, I was being a bit of a lazy bastard. I was like, oh, anyone, fine, tell me your story. But I was aware that I need to be a little bit more, you know, not picky, but I want different stories. I want the gossip.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear all the angles, and yeah, so it is unfortunate, but also when there are no females on the bill, I my open is always works quite well. There's no females on the bill, so you just shows a guy with fat tits instead, yeah. And then that
Brilliant.
like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
ticks the box quite nice,
Yeah.
but it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel we are slightly digressing a little bit, which is alarming, is
Mm.
concerning, and
Yeah. I
it should always be a safe space. Now, bearing in mind, I have had a lot of women on here, and some of them I have done I have spoke about the essay sort of approach on it, and other comedians, and I don't think, and it's the ones sort of who will put on a false facade. They'll look holier now, but they'll have hidden agendas.
Yeah. And again, you're going to get that in any industry, aren't you? But in any other industry, there's HR, or there's someone that you can go and report that to.
Yeah,
But in comedy, there's the get off scheme, but I don't know. I
and
don't know
also I'd
how.
say most people start comedy. They don't start off. Okay, I always say this because I got hated on. I was like, look, of course I'm not mentally stable. I started comedy at the age of 33. Like,
Yeah,
of course, I'm not right in the head. I'm battling my demons. But then, I'd say 92% of the comedians I've spoke to started off from a dark place, but then they've got better. Well, you're on a bill with 5 other people who are in the same spot as you, who are trying to figure it out. So there is probably more delusion, more weirdos on the comedy circuit than there would be in, telecoms fucking job team or something.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I just think it's still so depressing that we're still having these conversations, but it's everywhere, isn't it, really? And but what I just said is just like, it's just unfortunate that we don't have like a HR as such to go to about it. And yeah, as I said, the Get Off campaign is like, that's good. It has its place, but whether people utilize it, and whether they are doing anything with the information that they're getting, I don't
Yeah.
know what they can do, because legally, what can you do when you
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think.
Well, I know. Okay, I'll do one more bit on this, and I'll move on. I always make the joke like, oh, like, like talking about myself, like, oh, like, in order to go from 5 to 10 in London, you got to suck a dick, or you go out of London, do 10s, 50s, then come back into London. And I think some like promoters and stuff like that, women might be scared to ruffle feathers,
Mm,
which is quite upsetting. Like,
yeah,
like they don't
yeah.
want to speak out, which is scary. And like, so I always encourage everyone, look, speak out, and you'll look like a hero. Like,
I don't know about that. I don't know. I think women are scared to say something, and because we always have been, because it's always been, you as a woman, if you're complaining about something, you're seen as a woman complaining about something. If a man highlights a situation, he's the hero, but a woman's just complaining about something. And I think that's why a lot of women don't always say stuff, because they don't want to be seen to be that problematic person in a situation,
I mean,
so
dude, that's
which
so
is really
fucking upsetting
unfortunate.
to hear. Like,
Well, it is, and it's, that's my experience, but
yeah,
it might be changing now. I don't really yeah, I
you
don't
got
really
Eddie.
talk to. I have got Eddie.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm very lucky in that respect. But it's like, yeah, it's still shit,
yeah,
and it shouldn't be, but it
yeah.
is. Yeah.
But let me ask. Okay, one more on this. As a male comedian here, and I'm not a weirdo. Well, I'm a weirdo, but I'm not like that demographic weirdo. What could I do to make it better?
Um. Well, just be respectful, isn't it? That's just, respect is huge.
Yeah,
And just, if you're a weirdo, great, you're a weirdo, but just
yeah.
don't get your knob out. Don't don't touch somebody up, and just don't be creepy and sending messages. It's all about respect. That's
Just
all
be
it
a
is.
normal human being.
Just be a normal human being and
Yeah,
just be respectful.
that's
That's all we can ask
so.
for.
Going on, following on from that topic there. God, my segues are killing it here. Um, we talked about the time you bombed the hardest. What's the worst thing you've seen someone do on stage? Now, I'm doing an
Oh,
episode on this it'll come out before this, of the top 5 worst things I've heard on this podcast.
right.
I'll let you know if it hits top 5 or top 10. It'll have to
Okay.
be bad.
Well, now I'm really thinking, what's the worst thing I've seen on stage? Oh God, there's so many. When I first started and I did a competition, there was a woman that tried to do the whole of the Wizard of Oz in 5 minutes, with costume changes, with props, with everything, and she did it twice, actually, 2 years consecutively. The first year was like, what are you doing? She had all the costumes, she was doing dog impression, she was like, oh, Wizard of Oz. And then the second year she did it again, but this was at the Frog and Bucket this time. And the Frog and Bucket's got like quite a low ceiling at one side of the
Yeah.
stage. And she did the Wizard of Oz, was running around, hit her head on the low ceiling bit, ricocheted off, whacked her head off the back wall. And then yeah, and then sort of must have been concussed or something, and then just sort of left the stage. And there was no there was laughter to start off with, and then it was just, we're all watching a woman having a breakdown
Yeah.
on stage, but dressed as a wizard and a tin man. So
I mean,
what I mean, that poor woman, I'd love to see where she is now, what she's doing.
she's doing wicked.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe that was her ploy. Like, she's a minute in, like, shit, I'm gonna get carted off. Let's just knock myself out for 4 minutes.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
through, beat it,
Yeah, yeah, fuck
smash
me.
smash that Manchester gig last night,
Yeah, yeah, literally smashed a fucking head in. Yeah,
But
yeah.
the thing I love, because when I hear these stories, by the way, that doesn't even hit top 10, Lou, I'm afraid. But
No,
you
I
know,
didn't think it would, but
no,
I'll come off this and then I'll probably think of a shitload more. But
you'll text me Ed's one behind his
yeah,
back.
yeah.
But no, what's it say? But what? Because I think like being a comedian or like doing this sort of stuff, I think like there's got to be an element. There's an element of courage, but there's also got to be that element of delusion.
Mm-hmm.
And I always like to think about when I hear the worst stories, what camp does that fall in? Now
Mm.
that's such a that's such a blanket cup as well, isn't it? You're fitting the stereotype.
Am I?
You are.
Am I?
You are.
Oh,
Like, if you pour a hot water bottle out in a second, I'm done. Like,
I've got toilet roll.
there
How's
you go.
that?
You
There
are
you
not
go.
leaving the bed today, are you?
No, I am not.
That's why you got to empty the
No.
cup.
Well,
But like I said, some of that I courage your delusion. But I love the fact that she did the Wizard of Oz and it didn't go well. She's like, you know what? I can make this work.
2 years in a row.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe my delivery wasn't right in this.
yeah,
People want this, and went back, reassessed it, and did it again.
yeah, yeah. It was quite the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite the scenes. It was
No,
yeah,
Lou,
yeah.
I'll end it with this one. I end it with every single episode. Someone comes up to you, they goes, and they've. I don't know why I was going to try and make a joke there. He goes, Ooga booga. Someone comes up to you and goes, look, Lou, I've never done comedy before. I'm looking to get up, looking to get into stand up. Could you give me some advice? And you
I
can't say
would say
just do it.
no, I would say don't do it because there's enough people on the circuit.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Piss off.
Yeah,
But they're
yeah.
genuine.
Uh, just well, I d- don't copy anybody else's style because you get people like watching Stuart Lee all the time, and then you see little copies of Stuart Lee. Just try and be unique. Don't use AI. Go and watch as much comedy as you possibly can, and then give it a go.
In
See what
person,
people.
not online.
Yeah, yeah, in person at live gigs. Go and see as much as you can. And if you are starting out, stay and watch the whole show. Don't just go and do your bit and then fuck off. Stay and watch the whole show. That really annoys me when people do that. If they've
Yeah,
got legitimate reasons, absolutely fine because they've got to get a train or whatever. But it's like the amount of people that don't watch the whole show, that's where you're learning, isn't it?
yeah.
Really. So stay and watch the whole show.
There's a reason they're the headliner. That's one thing I learned the other day. Like, I thought I was doing quite well. Then I watched my mate Dan, who's the head, is getting headline gigs now. I watched him and I was like, you know what? I need to reevaluate my whole material. There's a reason where he is, and there's a reason where I am. There's a reason he's the headliner. Stay and watch him. You'll learn
Yeah,
so
yeah,
much, and you'll
yeah,
get better
yeah,
for it. I've
yeah,
learned more off the stage watching people than on the stage.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, it's
yeah.
amazing. But Lou, look, my lovely, I've absolutely thoroughly enjoyed this. And
Thank you very much for having me.
no, it's been a pleasure. And guys, thanks ever so much for watching. Cheers, Lou. Have a lovely day.
Thank you.